Hello guys, this is Theo from Illegal Danish and I'm going to show a deck profile of Luard deck that I use in Berlin, Germany, Team League. So first off, we have the starter. Pretty simple, when you retire, goes into soul, counter charge. Pretty simple. And then you have 4 drag 4 Luard. I mean, pretty much the best version of Luard. Only runs 4 because you don't really need any more. And then you run the 4 of Slaptail Dragon and 4 of Doctor. These two combine really well and create explosive turns when you stride in with Luard. And it's most of the time why people hate the deck sometimes. But they go for them. And I play every single time.
Feels bad, man.
Feels bad, man. And the backup grade 2s, now these were chosen for specific reasons. For example, the free Mofessor and the main clone. The main clone I mainly chose because I wanted to draw some cards. But I ran only 3 because I only had 3.
Nice.
The Mofessor I chose not really because it's a beast deck, but the second line that is a grade 1 in the graveyard.
You can see the skill right here. We're gonna focus.
Yep. And that's the main reason why I run Mofessor. Semi-beast deck, but mainly used for grade 1 in graveyard. And then move on to the grade 1s. So we have Ezra's. Pretty simple. Perfect card for days. And then we have the Witch. Drop and draw and gets power if you have a Ritual 5. And resist. Really good in most situations, and I would say that this is like irreplaceable in the deck. Then you have 2 owls. I run 2 because I don't really see it being useful in the current Luard. And also it's only a few matchups where it's really good to counter charge. And then you have 2 Soulbreaker clones. Really good if you want to draw some cards and really don't see yourself using anything else. Otherwise, still a great grade 1 and a better upgrade to Soulbreaker. And then you have 2 Strike Fathers, simple set. And then you have 1 off that I didn't use at all in the Team League because it's useless. It's a 10k booster, but that's about it. The second skill I didn't even resolve once in the tournament.
Nice.
Yes.
You can just take deck for anything, I guess.
Yeah. So what you want in the trigger lineup is Bilal. Says itself. It's like the value engine for Luard.
Fuck you, Bilal.
And then you have the 4 heal triggers, really good. Mandatory in any Shadow Paladin deck nowadays. And then to round off the build, we run 4 of the Raven and 4 of the Emo Kit. I mean, running 8 stands, some people might say is a bit too much, but I'm like, well, to be honest with Dagger and how much power this deck gets, multi-attack is probably the way to go, especially with some of the strides that we have. So yeah, that's why I decided to run for 8 stand. And then we go to the strides. Then we come to one of the big boys, Drag Abyss. Most often my first stride, rarely my second stride. But if I had to stride first, it's Toolbox. If I had to stride first with a GP3 active, it's also decent. But most of the time it's just for tool fixing for me. I don't really use it for beatdown too much. And then we have Drag Strider. I mean, I have one of them just in case, if ever there's a situation where it can be useful to finish off game with this one. So yeah. And then you have 2 Diablo. Now, I run 2 because one reason, Gisei.
Why is it relevant against the Gisei matchup?
Because Gisei says that there Zero Dragons and himself are unaffected. But with Diablo's skill, it says that they have to retire their rear guards in order to guard. And since the Zero Dragon are unaffected by anything, they cannot retire them.
Oh.
So I just get a free hit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, and since they have Zero Drags, they don't have any G-Guards, so it's like a free double crit.
Yeah, okay.
And then you have Spectral Duke, simple restander, never used it in the tournament. And then you have Ogma, in the shadows, never used.
Feels bad, man.
Yep. And then you have Seabreeze, also in the shadows, never used.
Feels good, man.
And then my favorite stride in the deck, Ultima. Strode this 4 times in the tournament, 4 out of 5 times. And I would definitely say is probably the best stride to go if you are a little bit behind compared to your opponent in terms of hand size and board. But it's also a very good finisher, or when you want your opponent to really, really, really feel the pressure. So yeah, I use it mostly at the time to just set up stands and crits and Doctor and Slaptail. And to just kill the opponent. There was one match in the tournament where I did first strike this. And he was like, boy.
Understandable.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yep.
One like, one prayer.
Mm-hmm. And then for the G-Guards, 2 plot makers. I mean, not much to explain. It's a big shield. And then you have the Unflipper. Used it only once in the entire tournament.
And why was that?
Because I wanted to use it for
Ultima. The setup. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly. But that's mainly the reason I never used the secondary skill. I mainly just used the flip. And that's it.
Yeah, okay.
And then I have this guy. Used him only once when I had the soul left over. But in the end, he's not really that great unless you're in really late game. And then comes my favorite G-Guard. This gal. She checks the top 5, any grade 1s to the Guardian Circle, and then the rest of the bottom. It fuels up your graveyard with Ritual. So yeah, that's basically my deck profile. So, see you around.